Hey, welcome,
Hey.
welcome back, everyone. This is week 2, the Heroes Hype Tempo Storm series. I'm your master of ceremonies for the evening, Haloran, along with Kitsune of Heroes, the Fox of Heights, community coach, your neighborhood friendly Calamari.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Thanks for the intro, as always, you troller dog.
We have had a lot of fun tonight. We've casted 3 very fun and exciting games. We saw Shot and the Losing Bullets take down Bamboozled, who advanced on to face the new guys and be taken down by a mean gravity lapse throwing Kael'thas. And then we jumped over and saw 4 guys and a legend, and I said they're up to at least 2 legends on that team now.
Definitely 2 legends.
Solo
Punisher
lane
might be one of
Zul'jin.
them.
Solo lane Zul'jin comes out to play, makes that a short affair. But we're going to see 2 titans of this tournament clash in the form of the new guys and 4 guys in a legend. Bunch of guys and a couple of legends. This should be starting up the map ban soon.
I wonder if they'll be picking anything kind of cheeky like that. Like the Zul'jin solo lane was actually, really smart on them, especially into the Sonya. I wonder if we'll see anything weird like that. Definitely not the pick I expected, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, when you show these somewhat oddball or unexpected hero selections like Zul'jin for his solo lane, you open yourself up to a lot of options. The enemy team definitely struggles. Like, do we try to ban something crazy like that out? And if they go down that road, then you've effectively opened the door to take some of those S tier heroes that normally don't make it past ban rotations. So
Wait, do you remember on the same map? Wait, okay, is it just like our curse when we cast together? Do you remember when we casted together on the Braxis and we saw the Lost Vikings into Dahaka and the Lost Vikings just bodied the Dahaka like 3 times over in the solo? Like that was so funny. I think that's just our curse. It's the Braxis Kala Haloran curse.
I think I remember, yeah, man, because I was
So
like,
funny.
because the Haka was dying, it was like Burn went back, like, all right, like you kill me once, but that's not gonna happen again. Like there was a measure of emotion behind it. And then he went out and died anyway, so it was just like, well, guess I'll just get put back in my place, unfortunately. But
I added him as a friend after that, by the way.
like, how did that feel?
Yeah.
How's that?
You're a god. Please be my friend.
We've heard from the map band meteorologist Argy and his Boston Terrier, who I mistakenly called a pug during the break. I'm not a dog alley. I saw that face, Kyle. I saw that face.
Dude, I don't know dogs either. So I was like,
see, all right.
No, I'm with you.
So we've heard from the map band meteorologist. The new guys took Braxis off the board. I'm not surprised about that. 4 guys in the Legends band out. Battlefield of Eternity. So the new guys are going to take us to Infernal Shrines.
Okay. Again on the shrines. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, we see some map strategy from the new guys. We saw them. New guys were like, all right, 4 guys in Legend pulled off some shenanigans on Braxis holdout. I don't even want to venture down that road, so we're going to take that off the board.
Yeah.
BOE gets banned out by 4 guys in Legend, and new guys are like, well, did pretty decent on Infernal Shrines.
See, last game they played on Shrines, they were second pick, obviously, because they they elected to choose that map. However, Shot and the Dorm Losing Bullets decided to go with first pick Sonya. So something definitely over the top and a little bit of a, I would say, borderline disrespectful pick. So let's see how they react to the draft this time as second pick, because they definitely got everything they wanted. They got, was it Greymane Mouth off the 1-2? Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Greymane Mouth. Just like insane start, especially from second pick. So let's see how they end up deciding to go through the draft this time. Well, I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, I got into the lobby. You were in the lobby as well. 4 guys in the Legend are on the right. So let me update that. And then on the left, the new guys. Because I'm good at this and I know what I'm doing. All right.
Kaloran, someone just said in chat. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. The Kaloran curse. Let's go.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow, you guys are legends. Nice work. The Kaloran curse. I love it.
Don't play Braxis while we're casting you.
Because you might get bodied in the solo by the Lost Vikings.
Or Zul'jin, apparently.
Yeah, or Zul'jin.
Come out the game the other side and be like, oh, I learned today. But all right, welcome to Infernal Shrines.
Here Let's go.
All right, so it's going to be new guys on the left, 4 guys and legend on the right who enjoy the luxury of first pick, first ban. This is one of those straightforward maps, so we tend to see the bubbles getting taken off the board in the form of Tassadar and Zarya. But both of these teams had opportunities to see each other in action, presumably by now. So we might see some more targeted bans. I would be careful about leaving Kael'thas out there for too long. If I'm 4 guys.
Yeah, I like the Arthas ban from 4 guys. And let's see if one of the shields remains up. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot better of first pick. So again, the Ariel ban. We've seen that. What is that? Twice now as a first ban, or is that 3 times? Anyways, that's just weird because I haven't seen it in a long time. Again, that first pick Valla.
Well,
I find that so interesting.
We saw the first pick Sonya come out before, and you send that warning shot across the bow that we're just looking to do damage. It didn't really pan out.
The response, Malfurion Greymane, same start that TNG had last time. However, that opens up the Tassadar or Zarya +1 for 4 guys. And let's see if they decide to go that. Every single time we've talked about one of the shields being picked up in an opportune moment, it hasn't showed up today. But again, I feel like this is where it should show up, you know?
I think so. A couple of heroes to select here. 4 guys. I'm 3 guys and 2 legends. That's what I'm calling.
3 guys and 2 legends? I like it.
3 guys and 2 legends. A couple of heroes to select. You see Greymane Malfurion. That means it's going to be your root. Greymane can jump on your face immediately afterwards. You could end up waiting to respawn. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Cleanse come out to play. We have not yet seen Uther show up, and I'm a little surprised about that, Colin.
Me too. Here it would be pretty decent too, especially into the Greymane, right?
I think so.
Lucio, is it? Whoa, that's a super
Scarlet
early
Johanna.
I like that skin. Ooh, makeup game on point. Beautiful.
The Goo Goo Dolls, My Cat for Cutie, Emo Johanna shows
I
up.
love it. Okay, I seriously think it has to be the Tassadar ban. It has to be. It's the Tassadar ban every time. Isn't it? The Lucio Tassadar plus Valla, that's insane. They can go with a Leoric off of that, and they'll have pretty much all bases covered. I think that's definitely the ban. But 4 guys might not even be looking for that sort of comp because I've been proven wrong already multiple times today. So we'll have to see what they decide to ban. Gul'dan is also a good ban if they're just using Valla as a ranged damage dealer because he gains so much value on this map, having strong contest on those shrines. Aside from that, they could even look at a global, but I do think it's either the Gul'dan or the Tassadar.
I get why you'd want to take Zarya off the board, though. And they seem to be locking that one in. Now, like I said, if I'm 3 guys and 2 legends, and I saw any part of that Infernal Shrines game last go-round, I would have identified that Kael'thas was doing damage, and it was pretty considerable. I would consider taking the Fire Mage off the board here.
Yeah, probably. I wonder if they'll ban the Varian just to show that they're picking shields. That would be interesting. Well, obviously, if they do ban Varian, that's exactly what they're looking for. But yeah, probably looking to take either Gul'dan or KT off the board. Maybe even targeting a warrior here, because Arthas is already banned. Perhaps looking at maybe even Dahaka for the global presence. We'll have to see what they decide here, but. Yeah, probably targeting the front line with this ban, I would have to say. Or there's the Gul'dan that I initially said. I think the Gul'dan ban's fantastic here, but TNG is probably just going to pick the Kael'thas.
Yeah, I get why. I would agree with that. I get why you take Gul'dan off the board. A well-timed Horrified interrupts Sound Barrier. You don't want to deal with all that. But, Kael'thas, I would be really surprised if he's not one of these 2 selections here without a warrior being selected. I don't think that 3 guys and 2 legends will try to take away, go for another stun main tank since they already have Johanna, so they can probably just get another damage dealer or get some kind of utility that for flavor part of the composition along with Kael'thas, but it's got to be the Fire Mage here.
I said last time it was KT Tychus I would have loved to see. Muradin KT, is it? Perhaps? Yeah. So good pickups for TNG. They're getting the comp that they want. Muradin, though, we were talking about this last game. I think it was probably the ETC over the Muradin. Just because he's a little bit stronger on the shrines. Muradin doesn't offer a whole lot aside from those early game rotations or getting picks in the lane. However, against a no cleanse comp, there's going to be multiple kill targets here. Johanna not being one of them because of the Iron Skin, but still massive amount of follow-up, right? You land that Stormbolt, you've got the Gravity Lapse coming, you've got that Entangling Root following up, that Pistol Popper is firing at you from that backline, and that's going to be a dead Johanna if that Iron Skin's not available.
I agree. I mean, I feel like the Muradin selection is an investment in winning the objective. Because like we were talking about before, when we were speaking of the value of Johanna, it's hard to really nail down those Stormbolts in the Shrine phase because you have to worry about the defenders as well. So I think you'll see the most value out of Muradin during those chases. Get the Stormbolt, Dwarf Toss after someone, slow them down, set up the takedown while the Punisher's barreling down the lane. Or in early rotations, like you said, we're going to see... Ooh. Never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison. Oh, you like... Got him.
Nice, dude. That was so good. Same, though. Okay, Lunara and Uther picked up. The Divine Shield's going to gain a lot of value. Double support, though. Like, double support. Lunara doesn't offer a whole lot on the shrines. Vala, obviously, maybe if she's going a multi-shot build, will offer much more than Lunara. We'll have to see how this plays out. I haven't seen Uther in a double support composition in quite the spell.
I'm a little surprised to see Uther as well. Uther Lucio isn't exactly who I think of, and I'm thinking of going double support. Normally, you want one that can do more damage, like a Tyrande. Or, I don't know if this would be the best situation for it, but Lili wouldn't be the worst double support.
Yeah.
Leoric could work here.
I want this Leoric as a last pick again. That's what I want.
I would be a pretty solid choice, and we see Lili come out ready for adventure. I like it.
Wait, is that blinds into the double auto attack? Is this the DPS Lili solo lane? Oh my gosh.
This is.
Oh my gosh, let's go. I need to tweet this. This is too exciting.
It is. Now, as a caster, I remain objective and unbiased as ever, but I would say, Kala, I know a guy, a rogue, dashing, handsome gentleman, that has said that secondary support Lili is and has been sleeper OP. Now, Kala, this man, this cavalier, perceptive individual has been saying this for months now.
Am I friends with this individual? Do I know who this person is?
I think you know him.
Thinking emoji.
This masked man that skirts the rooftops, doles out justice. I'm telling you, man.
We'll have to see how it plays out. Lili doesn't offer a lot of shrine damage or control. She's going to body anybody in this solo lane. And she's going to be offering pretty consistent blinds onto Lunara and Vala. We'll have to see how it plays out. I'm kind of scared.
All right. Well, I know somebody ready for adventure. It's going to be Santa Claus on Lili representing the new guys. Grim is on Greymane Phoenix. So on is playing Malfurion, Ataro's on Kael'thas, and Stu Manchu rounded out on Murder.
And on the right in red is 4 guys in Legend, or 3 guys and 2 Legends, depending on how you look at it. It's LZ Gamer on the Uther, Legend on Vala, Elheim on Lucio, Jin on that Johanna, and Taliant on Lunara.
Why am I not trying to follow the observer?
We got sprays going down in this mid lane. I'm liking the chicken thing.
Alright, Jin throws out the Iron Skin. Stu Manchu steps forward. Boop. Lunara gets rooted. Taliant eats a boatload of damage for their trouble. Is able to step back. The Grim eats a good amount themselves. The poke is real without these blinds. I think we need to see Mass Vortex to level 4.
Wait, is this really into Uther solo lane? Battle of the Support Gods 2017 in this top lane?
That's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. LZ Gamer should have the sustain to not be taken out. but Lily has some sustain herself. I think that one's going to be a stalemate.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know. Maybe Lily will win just because she has more damage. Plus the blinds. We'll have to see. It looks like she is managing to chunk them out a little bit, if you will. But rotations, Jin actually doing a great job to block out the rest of the members of TNG on that bottom rotation. They actually are winning this, so now they have to. TNG has to elect to go bottom. Ooh, that's a huge flame strike. So they actually, 4 guys in a legend are winning this rotation. Really good job on their part. Yeah, so pretty standard stuff between mid-bottom so far.
And it's accented by Johanna's ability to wave clear. That Condemn does a ton of damage to Siege and gets the value there. Legend in LM rotates down. Stu Manchu hits the Dwarf Toss in time and the Stormbolt for flavor. Stormbolt, perfect Storm talent level 1 was to pick up for Murden, so he's looking to do work on those Qs later on.
Are you watching what this Johanna's doing? Just like actually walking into the enemy aggressive bush there and stopping the rotation. I absolutely love that. I don't think players do that enough. So really, really good job there by Jin on the Johanna. And TNG staying bottom for this last wave here. So they're going to make 4 guys in the legend lose out on 1 creep wave.
Santa Claus gets forced back. Both teams do pick level 4. Shrine is active, and it does look like 3 guys and 2 legends will start this party up sooner rather than later. The rotation from the new guys is in. And the rotate, Bala is showing up, could get potentially sniffed out, but with 8 defenders and rising at this rate, Kala. First one should be going over to the couple of legends.
Yeah, we'll have to see this 2 double support comps. These are going to be very slow shrines, I anticipate. Legend taking a lot of damage on this backside and actually being blinded and can't follow up any damage. Jin also getting stunned up by the gravity lapse there.
They're trying to sustain, but members of 3 guys and 2 legends are looking worse for wear in spite of this Lucio Uther combination. It's almost like Lily does real damage to faces.
Oh my gosh. This Kael'thas is doing a lot of damage to the monkeys too, so we actually see them pretty much evened out.
21 to 16. 3 guys, 2 legends rally back, hit the well, back in action. Grim, Stu Manchu step forward, nice Condemn. Murden tries to take the all access pass to the back line. Flame damage from Kael'thas goes in. Talene getting forced back by Lily, but Stu Manchu gets the stun, gets taken down. First takedown of the game.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a bold dwarf toss there. I think they just needed to play that one a little bit slower with consistent. Oh, that being said, actually, Lucio steps up a little bit too far and gets caught out by huge flame damage. The double support not able to keep him up.
I think what we're seeing here is the difference between having Johanna and Murden. Murden dove into the back line, tried to get that takedown, had no escape himself.
Meanwhile, Johanna was literally just on the shrine the entire time, grouping up those monkeys and letting their damage dealers just deal massive amounts of damage to them, pick them up way faster than TNG.
Stu Manchu is able to successfully bait the Punisher over the wall to try to melt this down as soon as possible. Standard amount of value in the form of this top port wall is to be had by 3 guys and 2 legends. And with Punisher getting taken down, they're going to saddle up and ride out.
Kael'thas getting rotated on a little bit in the bottom lane, but definitely not in trouble. Taliant having his health bar taken down 50% approximately. So let's see how these teams play out this second phase here. As I was saying last game, I want to see these teams strategically taking their hard camps so that they're pushing during the next shrine phase, especially considering how the first one was topside.
Gravity Lapse goes in, Flame Strike afterwards. Legend, worse for wear, is able to get the heck out of dodge. Level 7 is now picked up, so this could be one of those turn situations. Flame Strikes are real. Encourages the disengage.
This top lane is hilarious, if I might say. Like, this is actually so funny.
I mean, LC Gamer's armor on Uther is going to have them sustain, and Santa Claus is going to stay outside of melee range, so they're not going anywhere. It's just
Straight
like,
up.
all right, well.
I look into this top lane, and all I can hear is just like, watching these 2 supports just wet noodle each other to death. Like, this is insane. Easy camps taken for, camp taken for 4 guys in the legend, pushing this middle lane. They're gaining a little bit of pressure. And off of this, they probably will look at taking their hard camp, maybe? Oh, they're rotating down bottom to push this out as well. Just basically looking at gaining wave control here and taking this bottom camp. The shrines are going to be up very soon. I definitely think they should have, instead of rotated bottom, just keep Vala down there by herself and then send the 3 off to their hard camp, because the shrines are going to be spawning in any moment.
That's a really good point. I mean, we'll see how they decide to play that with the next shrine activated. Both teams are level 8. 2 takedowns to 1. I think what we need to see happen for the new guys is Murden can't jump in like he did last time, because the moment he went in and had no escape, it just seemed like the call from 3 guys and 2 legends was immediately to turn things around, blow up Murden, and then everything kind of snowballed from there. If he can play more patient or wait for Greymane to jump in with him, they could have more success.
And the 4-man of TNG was already on the bot side of this map, so they were able to clear out that camp completely for free. So like the only thing they got off that was 10 free monkeys. So definitely think the hard camp was the call there. Well, the root lands onto Talent on this backside. The stun, another gravity lapse follows up his Greymane. Oh, not quite enough damage to kill the Lunar on the backside there.
I think that's going to be a huge problem for the members of the new guys for the rest of this game, because Guardian of Ancient Kings at level 7 is real. We saw the value right there. Root in the Flame Strike should have been an immediate death on Lunara, but when you have 75 armor, you're a tank for them.
Yeah, that's actually insane. Both teams just skirmishing on the shrine here. I definitely think the skirmishing power goes over to 4 guys. The Condemn landing on 2 targets, getting a little bit of chunk out. The Blinds gaining value on the back end of 4 guys.
Stu Manchu getting poked down. Members of 3 guys and 2 legends start to collapse on the members of the new guys, and it should be able to get them the second Punisher of the game. Both of these teams now have their heroics, so different dynamic and texture some of these team fights based on the value to be had out of the heroics. But this is going to be an arcane Punisher.
Yep.
Arguably the
N10's
best
picked
of the
up.
3. This is a huge moment right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the double support from 4 guys a lot better because they have like that massive passive healing coming out from Lucio. I just like it better than the Lili plus Malfurion, even though I think Malfurion's the best support in the game. And I think we're seeing all that value come in on these long shrine fights.
I definitely have to agree with you. We see the stun go in. The follow-up damage is absolutely real. Murden disappears. The sound barrier to secure the disengage. Not sure if that was exactly necessary. As
The
far
Punisher
as
stun plus Blessed Shield, like that's going to be a dead Murden unless they have some pretty big cooldowns coming in to help them.
And they don't. I mean, they have Lili Malfurion, so they don't have much as far as a response to burst damage. Definitely a foil to this composition. The Uther pickup is definitely interesting. That level 7 talent that we're talking about is really something to consider.
Oh, no.
Anytime Malfurion tries to set up anything for his team with that root, all Uther has to do is hit Q or W on them, and that person is almost guaranteed not to die.
See, and I agree with you there, totally. TNG did the same thing. They grabbed their hard camp right off of that second Punisher, and now it's just going to walk into this Uther, and he's going to clear it relatively, or pretty much for free. So again, not the right timing for their camp on the top side of the map, and it allowed the 4 guys to just completely free, walk to this bottom lane, take both of those towers, and push in the wave.
Definitely some macro mishaps. The gravity lapse just misses Talent. Jin should be able to get out. Johanna's pretty meaty, all considered. Level 13 not too far away. So 3 guys and 2 legends are just casually waiting for that tier advantage, which they have afforded themselves thanks to some pretty impressive team fighting and macro pros so far.
Exactly. And see, and they just rotated to this top side. They managed to destroy that hard camp, like I said, pretty much for free. They only got 1 tower off of it, TNG. So now they're going to be able to push out this wave as well, force rotations up. And meanwhile, on this bottom, Jin is getting engaged on. There goes the Stormbolt, but not enough damage to follow up. Actually, the Blessed Shield did go out just as a precautionary heroic. So, and Shrine on the top side.
This is the second instance we've seen someone from 3. Oh, wait, the collapse on Lilia. I don't know if she's ready for all that. That's going to be the 4th takedown.
Not ready for all that adventure. Too adventurous for my girl. Yeah.
A bit rich for the panda's blood. That's going to be a takedown right as the top lane shrine activates with the tier disadvantage. I like this decision from the new guys. Hang out in the bot lane, try to get this bottom fort, and get value elsewhere.
Oh, the Divine Storm. Is it enough to save LZ Gamer? I don't think so. There goes the death on this backside. The Phoenix is doing a bit of damage to Johanna. And honestly, this rotation is fantastic because they're giving up the Punisher on the top side and bottom hasn't spawned yet. So this bottom Punisher, if TNG is able to get it, is going to be right on the keep wall.
Yeah, and sending Johanna down, that could be a potentially a second takedown for members of the new guys, but that bottom fort does get them level 13. And something to consider there, Kala, that was 4 members of the new guys wailing on Uther for a good 7 seconds before we finally went down.
Yeah.
He's going to be a tough nut to crack.
He definitely is. And on this top side, we're actually seeing a similar scenario. So no more structures available up there. However, Four Guys don't have a talent advantage to push, so they're probably just going to be grabbing these 2 towers, nothing more, unless they're able to get some picks, which I don't see happening. We do see the Easy Camp or the Khazras on the bottom side pushing for TNG, which will also threaten the towers on the bottom side of the map over time.
We'll see the Mortar Punisher continue to do damage. Sound barrier goes out. Grim gets turned around and detonated for their trouble. Punisher looking to do work further still. Goes in on Santa Claus and Stu Manchu. This top keep is definitely looking to be in jeopardy. Level 13 to 15. The rest of the Punisher's health baited towards the mid. Stormbolt goes out, just barely misses. And that's another victory for the members of 3 Guys and 2 Legends.
See, and that looked like a little bit of a team miscommunication, because the call there was absolutely not to engage onto 4 Guys. It was totally to just, like, the Punisher jumped into a very advantageous position for TNG, and they just needed to focus all of their damage resources on the Punisher and then look for maybe getting a team fight if somebody from 4 Guys decides to stay too long. But Greymane dove in 1v4 there by himself, so definitely a little bit of a miscommunication.
Well, I mean, that top keep is pretty low on health. So the next time we see the new guys lose a team fight to that capacity, that's the beginning of the win condition. But they don't have to worry about catapults just yet. If they play this passively and safely, they should be able to get to level 16 without having too much of a fight to worry about. From there, they can have that. I would say they probably have one more good shot, because if they take a team fight down a tier now, that's going to be bad for them. They can get to level 16, they'll be on even talent tiers, they can have a shot then, but if they lose that one, it's going to be really hard to come back.
Ooh, this is a very aggressive rotation coming out from TNG. They actually just need to be looking at 16. They might be caught out here. Huge damage coming out from Lunara, and the chase begins.
As we talk about them needing to be passive and get on even talent tiers, they have other things in mind, and look when the Bruiser Camp almost paid for it with their very lives, but the chase is on. And that decision, at the very least, is given a free Bruiser Camp.
See, and I don't even know about taking this Bruiser Camp. Like, what is this going to do? Everybody on TNG is already positioned on their side of the map. This Bruiser Camp's going to be taken. They're just going to depush it in like 2 seconds. I would have liked to see instead 4 Guys just walk back top and take their camp plus clear 2 waves top, and then send somebody bottom to clear that as well, and then look at the shrine. Because look, they just cleared that camp for free. Like, that was effectively just wasted time, actually.
I think if anything, it's a stalling tactic. If somehow new guys do get the upper hand and win a team fight, that's a macro option that's taken off the board for them.
True.
Everyone is in a top lane, so they're not soaking a level 16. So there's indirect value to be had, I feel.
Yeah, because it's the denial factor. You're absolutely right.
But level 16 is still not here for the members of the new guys. So this is going to pave the way for 3 Guys and 2 Legends to have something of a field day with this next Punisher phase. Chase is on for level 16 for the new guys. Can they get on even talent tiers before it's too late? They might have to just give this Punisher up at this rate, though.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. And then they can just look at a 3 push, or they could have even looked at bottom because it's pushed out super far and just taken a tower or 2. But, or sorry, not 3 push, 3 soak. If they can do that safely, because they see everybody on the shrine, and they'll hit 16, and which means this Punisher's not going to get a keep as well if they play it right. So as long as there's team cohesion on the side of TNG, I don't think they lose a keep, but we'll have to see.
Kala, I mean, you make a really good point. If they play it right, I see the little boombox on the ground for Vision. I always like seeing that little boombox from Lucio sitting there. But the Punisher
is
jumps
also
over
bottom
the wall.
here.
Stu Manchu gets rooted by the Frozen Punisher. Level 16 is now here. This could be the last stand for the new guys in this week's Heroes Hype Tempo Storm series. The middle keep should be going down. Plenty of help left on this Punisher to net exactly that.
With Greymane remaining top and Lily showing bottom, that was absolutely the freest keep ever. And actually, the Divine Storm goes out onto Grim, and just not quite enough damage to finish him off, and the chase begins. Is that the Water Dragon?
That is the young Water Dragon. Lucio goes down. Vala's next. The chase is on. Grim's looking for more. Eats a bunch of damage. Has to vault out of there. Lunara is rocking and rolling on the flank, almost single-handedly poking down and forcing back the members. And Grim's going to go down here. Stu Manchu steps forward to try to save his teammate. Forces out the Avatar.
With keep damage as well here, Halloran. Like, they're down to 75% with the Punisher just still wailing on the keep. Or sorry, the core.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely kind of fall into a jazz hand situation if you're trying to net takedowns after getting that one turnaround. You look back and you're like, oh, wait, 71% of our cores left. Like, oh, Wordle takedown's worth it, I guess. I mean, you're still playing a video game.
Yeah. See, okay, so TNG was faced with two decisions there. It was either they put Greymane top and lose the mid keep, or they lose the top keep and save the mid keep. I think the right choice there would have been to keep Greymane with their team, and just because if both situations lose you a keep, wouldn't you take the situation that has your team grouped the entire time, every time? So if all of them were grouped mid, they would have still lost top keep and then saved mid. But if, yeah, Greymane stayed top, then they would have lost top and potentially lost a team fight mid, which is exactly what we saw. And actually, aggressive rotations coming out from TNG, looking to see if they can catch somebody in this jungle. Oh my gosh, this Lunara damage is insane, Lauren.
That girl is poison. I'm telling you, Grim is back to business now. Level 20 not yet here for members of 3 Guys 2 Legends. Gravity Lapse is real Twilight Dream afterwards. Lunara vanishes off the map. Sound barrier comes out. That Twilight Dream was devastating to 3 Guys and 2 Legends. Nice position from Grim. Gets the most value out of that Golan cocktail. Rain of Vengeance shuts down the further chase, but holy crap, that burst.
Oh my gosh, I love seeing that sort of stuff come through. Like, that Kael'thas burst was insane. And now TNG is actually threatening this keep on the bottom side. I'm not sure if they'll be able to take it, but if they get another pick, like, that's absolutely something that they can look at.
They do have blinds on their employee on the side of Lily, but the minions got immediately evaporated. Yep. So anything they step forward, they're going to be eating damage. Stu Manchu dives past the keep. Avatar comes out afterwards. Gravity Lapse goes down. Flame Strike not going to be the most inspiring thing you ever see. The poke damage from Legend almost gets Stu Manchu on the ropes. Like sick cleanse from Phoenix. Oh man,
that was hot fire.
Nicely done by Phoenix, no less.
Look at this keep, or sorry, the core though. Like, we have, what is that, 5 catapults coming in onto this core. TNG has to back or they lose the game right here.
Yeah, that gamble for the bottom keep not exactly paying off for the members of the New Guys. If they were able to get more, then sure, they could have potentially even looked in the game, but that was something of a high risk, low reward, and it's going to cost them a good amount of points in their core. 56 and falling. Ouch.
We did have Greymane just coming back there, so he was able to de-push most of that pressure. But yeah, 56% now, and level 20 is available for the side of 4 Guys. So it's going to be on a bottom fort, which is still healthy, so they don't lose the game off of this. They just have to make sure that this pressure top and mid doesn't get their core down super low.
The best thing that's going for the members of the New Guys right now is that they have their bottom fort as well as their bottom keep. So the chances of this being a game-ending Punisher stands to be very low. They can forfeit that bottom fort without trying to defend that at all. Every second that passes is 1 second they can get close to level 20, but pressure's on for real.
A great call to take this top this top camp as well, because it's going to basically act as a time buffer zone so that top doesn't push in and threaten core damage. So expect rotations to come down bottom now so that they can look to defend this Punisher. Lily staying mid, trying to pick up that 20, but she needs to respond a little bit quicker, I think.
I don't know if there's enough time for them to get level 20. I think by the time they get it, it could already be too late. Divine Storm goes in. They're focusing on Stu Manchu. The Avatar goes in. Water Dragon on several members, followed up by a nicely placed Flame Strike. This Mortar Punisher still has 60% plus health. Goes in. Gets the stun on Stu Manchu. Santa Claus out in the flank on Lily, trying to defend out of keeps. Level 20 is picked up. Could this be it, Colin?
They have to force a fight, like, hard right now. TNG has to all in on this backline because they lose the time game. And they're getting engaged on, so this is not the way that they wanted to start this fight. Stu Manchu is looking for Legend. He does miss the Stormbolt, and there goes the beat onto this, all of the heroes of 4 Guys, so it looks like they're not going to die.
Manchu was able to buy enough time for this Punisher to about get melted down without losing too much percentage on the core, but it is dropping precipitously. I don't think they'll be able to stop this. I do think 3 Guys and 2 Legends will be able to take down New Guys and advance further into this week's Heroes hype. A nice try, but in the end, too much pressure.
That was an interesting game. The double support, Lily against Uther on the top side. Like, I've never seen that before. That's kind of fun. But just to comment on the end of that game there, you're absolutely right. Lily wasn't able to get level 20 fast enough. There's no way Lily was going to get that. So she needed to respond way quicker to that team fight, and they had to force something on the back end of that fight. That was the only way they would have won anything, right? If they got a single pick, they would have been level 20. However, if they waited out, they lose the game. So they have to make that high variance play, and they just weren't able to capitalize on that opportunity quick enough. So
I think what we saw there, Kala, was an instance where both compositions had merit. We saw them look very dominant in their own iterations. I think what it came down to was staying cool under pressure. Like, the new guys got the upper hand. They got that takedown in the bottom lane. And they decide to continue to press their luck. They go for that bottom keep. They don't get the bottom keep. And then they lose more percentage on their core for it.
Yep.
If they had decided to get that takedown, force back the members, the 3 guys and 2 legends, go back, clear the lanes, that's more soak that they would have gotten at a sooner clip.
Right.
That would have been more percentage on their core. They would have still been at, 71 instead of 56 or whatever
and then
it was
they would
by
have
the
got
time
the
they
soak
stopped
too.
that.
Yep.
They would have gotten a soak. And then they probably would have been 20 by the time that bottom fort was taken down.
Yeah.
And then you don't have Lily out in the mid trying to get to 20. And then you can more properly defend against that. And we might still be talking about the game right now. But I think that's just one of those hurried decisions that you have to make in the moment. It's like, do we go back or do we try to end the game? All right, we got to take down. Let's go. And then that's what they did.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a little bit of a snap decision, and I agree. It wasn't the right decision. They could have even they had like 20 seconds right before the shrine was popping. They could have backed off, even grabbed like the enemy mid Khazra camp just to alleviate some pressure on the mid. And again, like you said, clear that mid, clear that top, get that experience that they didn't actually end up getting, and it cost them so much core damage. And then all they had to do basically was give up that Punisher again, because it wasn't going to end the game, right? It was bottom side against a fort. If they had 20s versus 20s, like that was the best possible scenario they could have gotten themselves into, which would be like we were saying, 20 to 20 with the enemy team having the Punisher, because at no point did they get that Punisher, right?
Yeah. They were never able to really have that control, even with Kael'thas. I think one thing that was really interesting is that they didn't have Johanna. And it just seemed like Stu Manchu was like, I'm trying to dive in, get this Stormbolt, and make things happen for my team. But they didn't really have the composition that really accentuated that. Like, you have Greymane for the dive to an extent, but the rest of your team is geared for hanging out in the back line. Like,
so
you don't
why
really
didn't we see a Dahaka last pick instead of the Lili?
I think you look at Lunara, you look at Vala, and you're like, the core parts of your damage kind of hinge on auto attack. So a well-placed blind negates a lot of that. And we saw instances where that got value.
It did. Yeah, it totally did. But like Lili excels on the backside of these fights, right? She had to position up so far, and she was getting stunned off and killed and stuff like that. And she doesn't actually win in the solo. Dahaka would have just absolutely bodied the Uther first off. And second off, they would have had global pressure on that map, which would have gotten them a lot of value. Imagine that Dahaka TPing on the back of a fight and then just, tonguing the Lunara or the Vala, because then Muradin can just jump onto that backside, get a Stormbolt. They have follow-up damage. It could have been really effective. I think the Dahaka would have been a lot better than the Lili, but they were trying something out into a double auto attack comp, so I definitely give them the respect for that one. But I'm such a huge Dig Dino fan, and it looked like the freest Dig Dino there, so it's like, please, but it didn't happen. So
well, I mean, I think Uther changes some of that dynamic now. That level 7 talent, we saw it. Like, I think it was the first or second Punisher phase where it was like Lunara gets called out, the gravity lapse goes, or like the root goes in. It's like, all right, guys, free Lunara.
Yeah.
And she didn't die. Like 75 armor is considerable at that level. So it's like, even if the Haka shows up and drags someone, if it's not Uther and he's just like, well, I'll just heal that person, and now they're like practically invulnerable for your whole burst, like. Now you're just here. So after you burrow, because that's what you're gonna do to try to save yourself, we're still here.
That's actually such a crazy talent, and they give up the cleanse for it, right? Yeah, healing a hero that's stunned, rooted, or silenced increases armor bonus they receive from devotion 25 to 75.
It's tough, man.
Like, if you can time that properly, it completely negates everything. It is a cleanse, effectively.
I think it's better than cleanse because it's up more often than cleanse.
Of course, yep.
Every time someone gets stunned, it's like, oh. Q, like, you don't even have to wait for the W to travel. Like, Q, you have 75 armor and a burst of healing.
Yeah.
Like, if you die with 75 armor on you, you like you were dead whether there was cleanse or not. So,
okay, so you get slid by ETC, okay, and then the cleanse comes out. Damage is still coming into you, but the cleanse removes the stun so that your hero can escape. Let's say that scenario happens. But now let's say you have Guardian of the Ancient Kings instead of cleanse. You get slid, now you take 75% reduced damage. It doesn't matter if that damage shows up. I wonder which scenario you live in better. I guess more often would be Guardian, of course, because you have follow-up heals later on, which gives you more armor for a longer time. And then there's, of course, the cooldown to factor in. But I wonder if just like given a specific scenario, which one is more effective. I'll have to do some testing because I don't actually know.
I gotta say it's the armor. Because even if you can run away freely, if you're eating 100% damage and there's any chase at all,
yeah,
you die.
Yeah.
But if you're eating only 25% of the damage that would kill you otherwise.
All right. I feel it. It's definitely something I haven't thought of, so I'm going to have to look into it.
I think it shakes up a lot of things.
Yeah, you have to cleanse.
I think if Uther shows up in the composition, you effectively can't go for a lockdown comp. Because if